Georgie and Mandy's full relationship timeline in Young Sheldon, First Marriage, and The Big Bang Theory. Hello everyone, my name is Alana. Welcome to my channel. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And give this video a like. Georgie and Mandy's relationship was either shown or mentioned in The Big Bang Theory and all its spin-offs, with Georgie and Mandy's first marriage propelling it to the forefront after young Sheldon introduced their first meeting, romance, and wedding at last. While Georgie always wanted to present himself as a ladies' man in The Big Bang Theory and its prequel, young Sheldon's latter seasons marked a difference in the way Georgie approached romance, and meeting Mandy had much to do with it, especially as they had gotten pregnant with Cece early on, as the two had already broken up. Young Sheldon focused on Georgie and Mandy getting to know each other and falling for one another as they navigated Cece's birth and first months of life and the Coopers and the McAllisters becoming acquainted. At the same time, The Big Bang Theory offered an update on Georgie's relationship, even if he was never the focus of the parent series. Georgie and Mandy's first marriage has thus the opportunity to focus fully on the ups and downs of Georgie and Mandy's relationship, showing what led to their divorce and possible rekindling of their feelings, all in all telling the couple's complete story. Mandy and Georgie met by chance at Mima's laundromat in Young Sheldon Season 5, Episode 11. While Mandy would have never noticed Georgie had he not offered her a hand with the quarter-eating washing machine, the two hit it off almost immediately, and Mandy repeatedly returned to the laundromat before and after her and Georgie's first date. Georgie already started to have some reservations about lying to Mandy right after they began dating, but any action wouldn't materialize until later in Young Sheldon Season 5. While the two evidently liked each other, Georgie and Mandy's first date already brought problems. Indeed, meeting Mima at the restaurant made her aware of the massive age gap between Georgie and Mandy, leading her to pick up immediately on Georgie's misleading approach, which would eventually break them up and keep them as such for the better part of the time they knew each other. Georgie already started to have some reservations about lying to Mandy right after they began dating, but any action wouldn't materialize until later in Young Sheldon Season 5. Georgie and Mandy both approached their relationship in Young Sheldon casually, but Mima's influence eventually got the best of Georgie, leading to the teenager coming clean about his age in Young Sheldon Season 5, Episode 17. Mandy rightfully kicked him out after the realization, reacting badly as their whole relationship was built on a lie, and Georgie's skirting the truth, knowing sharing it wouldn't have helped him. Despite pushing Georgie toward dating Amber, Mandy realized her mistake after Georgie and Amber's first date. Her apprehension when waiting to know whether Georgie had returned home revealed Mandy's romantic interest in Georgie even to Mima. Although Mandy staunchly maintained she wanted Georgie to live his life instead of pursuing a romance. Cece's baby shower created the perfect moment that reminded Mandy how thoughtful Georgie had always been throughout her pregnancy. Indeed, if everyone at the baby shower brought gifts for the baby, Georgie specifically thought of a present for Mandy, giving her a necklace with Cece's sonogram hidden in it, proving once again how considerate he was despite his past mistakes. His gift cemented Mandy's feelings for him, even if it took some time for Mandy to take courage and tell Georgie how he felt. Georgie and Mandy's relationship had already gone through ups and downs, because they were technically not together, despite having hooked up a second time after Mandy realized how Georgie was always there for her. However, the situation only became more complicated once Mandy went into labor in Young Sheldon Season 6, and Sheldon was the only person available to help her. Georgie was going through a challenge of his own in Young Sheldon Season 6, Episode 14. While Georgie fought against the car seat to install it, the bigger problem then became his feelings of unpreparedness at becoming a father. Young Sheldon Season 6, Episode 14 is a major episode for Mandy and Georgie, who are having Cece, but also Mary and George Sr., as their biggest fight erupts at the hospital when Mary arrives with Pastor Rob and sees George being too friendly with Brenda. Georgie almost missed Cece's birth because he took the opportunity to accompany Sheldon to the release party for his and Dr. Sturgis's database because the prospect of becoming a father was daunting for him, but he quickly changed his mind and returned to the hospital once he realized he would have missed not being there for his child's birth. Georgie proved instrumental in handling his and Mandy's families so that Mandy could focus only on giving birth to Cece, proving once again what a successful team they could be. Georgie's 18th birthday greatly impacted Mandy and Georgie's relationship. While Georgie found himself spending it with Amber, he eventually realized he wanted to spend it with Mandy and Cece. Returning early from his dinner prompted his spur-of-the-moment love confession to Mandy, where he told her he loved her and that he wished to marry her. While Mandy had time to come to terms with her feelings for Georgie, his impromptu confession spooked her. Mandy's being at Connie's quickly turned Georgie's proposal into something everybody knew about, but the ordeal also forced her and Mima talk about it, letting Mandy come to terms with Georgie's wishes, eventually setting up the moment Mandy would agree to marry Georgie. Georgie's support throughout the pregnancy and after Cece was born showed what kind of thoughtful guy he was, eventually winning Mandy over and causing her to develop feelings for Georgie, making their union one of love instead of necessity, like Mary and George's connection and relationship was initially. A massive milestone of Georgie and Mandy's relationship is their wedding in Young Sheldon Season 7, Episode 7. Their marriage had long been wanted by Georgie, the Coopers, and Audrey McAllister, making the episode eventful. However, given the journey that brought them there and how the Coopers and the McAllisters were fighting over Cece, Georgie, and Mandy, almost married in secret with only Mima and Dale present. Mima being arrested for the illegal gambling room and running away from the police made the family's bond stronger, as it revealed all the skeletons in their closets and stopped Mary and Audrey from feeling morally superior to one another. Mandy and Georgie's wedding eventually truly celebrated the union of their families, being just about Georgie and Mandy finally being on the same wavelength about their relationship as it was about the two families accepting each other. This proved tough once Mima was arrested for the illegal gambling room and running away from the police, but even that event made the family's bond stronger, as it revealed all the skeletons in their closets, finally stopping Audrey and Mary from feeling morally superior to one another. Not much is known about what Georgie and Mandy's first marriage will cover, but its unusual name might hint at the fact Mandy and Georgie will eventually break up but could also get back together. Indeed, it would have been pointless to put a spotlight on their first marriage if there weren't another one in their future, but that could also refer to their future marriages. Sheldon's updates about his brother in both Young Sheldon and The Big Bang Theory. It's inevitable for Georgie and Mandy's first marriage to show their breakup. After all, Sheldon often mentioned Georgie's multiple wives, hinting at the Young Sheldon spin-off having the chance to show Mandy and Georgie's love story and breakup, but also how they potentially got back up after it, along with Georgie's eventual setup of his successful doctor tire. Hopefully, the spin-off's unusual title is a hint to Georgie and Mandy's eventual reconciliation after the Big Bang Theory's events. While Georgie was only mentioned before appearing in The Big Bang Theory Season 11, Sheldon still managed to inform audiences about his brother's marital status in the parent series. Indeed, Sheldon and Amy winning the Nobel Prize in The Big Bang Theory Season 12, Episode 23 guaranteed their families would have acknowledged their achievement, making it possible for Sheldon to subtly reference Georgie's marital status even as the focus was on him and Amy. Indeed, Sheldon mentioned that winning the Nobel brought both Georgie's first wife and second wife to message him to congratulate him, thus establishing at least another important romantic relationship for Georgie after his and Mandy's breakup in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage. While this could mean an unhappy ending for the couple at the center of the young Sheldon spinoff, it could also set up a different final ending for Georgie and Mandy's first marriage, eventually reuniting Georgie and Mandy through updates about their future after the Big Bang Theory's end. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay with us.